rumors.
Obviously a complicated situation.
All the speculation.
JP Ricciardi wants that wow deal.
All the doc on the block talk. All for naught. Because Roy Halladay is still a Toronto Blue Jay. For how long? Only the good doctor and the Jays know. But for now, the trade winds have subsided. The storm is over. Let the doc days of August begin. Halladay's Blue Jays and the Yankees next on TSN. It's sunny right now, but it was raining. We had thunder showers earlier today in downtown Toronto. The first place Yankees are in town, but because of that threat of rain, we are indoors for the moment. We have both games of this two-game set with the Yanks in high definition on TSN. Before this one gets underway, Marco Scutaro earlier getting a chance to meet up with his old mate, A.J. Burnett. And maybe one of the reasons he's hugging A.J. is because he doesn't face him in this series. A.J. Burnett will not pitch against the Blue Jays. Hi, everybody. Rod Black along with Pat Tabler. Roy Halladay will. And a lot of people thought before the Jays left on the West Coast trip that he would not come back with his team.
But he's back, and he's pitching like Halladay of old. Now, when he first came off the disabled list, you could tell he was a little bit rusty. Tampa Bay, he had his troubles, and then in New York in his second start, he gave up 3 home runs. That's not like Roy Halladay. But then he settled in, started piling up the innings and pounding the strike zone like he did. Against Boston, he had a complete game shutout. Lots of strikeouts for Halladay. He had 10, and it's starting to look like the guy we saw earlier in the year.
Roy Halladay, all the scuttlebutt. Do you think any of the pressure started to get to him after a while?
No, if you know Halladay, you know that doesn't bother him. I think the problem that Roy Halladay had was the runs were not there. The offense had a lot of problems scoring runs since his return from the disabled list. Just 1-3 with a very good ERA. Look at the run support, under 3 runs a game. You're not going to win a lot of games when your offense does not score runs for you.
Roy Halladay, still a Toronto Blue Jay. Let the rumors begin again in October when the trade speculation begins once again. Number 32 will start tonight. And a good pitching matchup here at Rogers Center.
He will be matched up against Andy Pettit, who always pitches well here at Rogers Center against the Blue Jays. And Halladay has been so good here at home all season long. This should be a lot of fun to watch.
Pettit has not won since July 1st. Andy Pettit, Roy Halladay in the Dome when we come back tonight on TSN. Take the hill tonight. I'm sure the reception will be an impressive one. Here he comes. They actually gave Halladay a little standing ovation as he made his way from the bullpen to the dugout a few moments ago. So a lot of Blue Jay fans happy to have the Doc back. Just when it looked like he might be dealt before last Friday's deadline. Here's the hitting lineup for Joe Girardi's New York Yankees tonight. American League East leaders have won 12 of their last 17. Derek Jeter leads off Johnny Damon. Impressive stats against Halladay. Lifetime .349, 2 homers, 4 RBIs. Switch hitting first baseman Mark Teixeira. Then A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez also matches up well against Halladay. The DH tonight for New York, Hideki Matsui. Jorge Posada catches. Robinson Cano. Melky Cabrera, fresh off his cycle. And former Blue Jay and Rookie of the Year in the American League, Eric Hinsky, now a Yankee, bats ninth.
Halladay on the mound, 11-4 with a great 2.68 earned run average. Those 4 complete games, #1 in the American League. A great walk to strikeout ratio, one of the best in all of baseball. Halladay on the mound against the Yankees in his career. He has been very good against New York. He's 1-2 over his last 4 starts. He's only had 9 runs to work with. That's why he's had a losing record. The scouting report for Toronto's ace, the #1. Nothing is straight when he is out on that mound. He really cuts and sinks everything he throws up there, making it hard for the batter to square up the pitches. He is always attacking. 148 innings pitched this year, just 20 base on balls. 7th in the American League in those 148 innings. And the Yankee dandy, 16-5 in his career with an ERA under 3 against the Yankees. That covers 34 games. That's pretty impressive because you know they always have good hitting teams.
Jeff Kellogg and the crew around the horn here tonight. Kellogg behind the plate. Halladay on the mound. Jeter at the plate. Here we go. Doc's back in Toronto.
Can't complain about that one. Derek Jeter has been moved into that leadoff spot earlier this season and has just exploded with great numbers. 322, 11 home runs, 44 driven in. Always thought that he would be a good #2 guy, and he did that for a while. But now leading off, great on base percentage, almost 400. Sees a lot of pitches.
Tonight playing in his 2085th game. Moves him into 4th place solo on the Yankees all-time list.
Yeah, he just happened to pass.
Pretty good ball player in his own right.
A guy I heard of somewhere at some time.
Somewhere.
Babe Ruth?
Yeah.
Next on the list, Yogi Berra.
And then ahead on the list is still Mickey Mantle, the all-time leader. And look at the franchise. Down goes Derek Jeter.
Well, when Halladay is going well, you're going to get a lot of ground ball outs. Here's how they'll line up defensively tonight. Batista, Wells, and Rios in the outfield. Encarnacion makes his first start here at Rogers Center. He'll be joined by Marco Scudero. Aaron Hill and Kevin Millar gets to start with the left-hander on the mound. Rob Barajas, the veteran, will catch Roy Halladay, the battery for the Blue Jays.
Johnny Damon always has kind of been also that prototypical leadoff guy through his career.
He has had a lot of success against Roy Halladay in his career.
And continues. Certainly not intimidated by the doctor. Johnny Damon's on.
Yeah, an average of 350 against Halladay. He just slaps the ball around. If you pitch him inside, he's able to pull the ball for extra bases. This time it looked like a backdoor slider or cutter. Just slaps it by Encarnacion for the game's first hit.
Now Mark Teixeira. 26 home runs, 77 RBIs for Teixeira.
That is Marco Scudero working with Edwin Encarnacion of where they want to defend Teixeira. They have the shift on. There it is right there. Probably going to pitch him inside, and Scudero is talking to him saying, okay, you got the bag on this play. I'll take it on that one. If he steals, you've got him, but you got to get back to third. So you got a new player in a new league. It's not just offensively they got to work with him. It's defensively.
Ball and 2 strikes to the slugging first baseman Teixeira. Encarnacion playing in his first game for the Blue Jays at Rogers Center.
Was out here early today working on balls off the turf with Nick Leyva. Working on throwing the ball. It's always interesting when new guys change leagues and they don't know how to position, how a different organization wants you to defend different people. So there'll be a lot of communicating with Brian Butterfield, the infield instructor, and we'll also watch Marco Scudero carefully as he helps the newly acquired third baseman.
Encarnacion made his Blue Jay debut, of course. Scott Rowland trade with Cincinnati. In Oakland, 2 games there. Wearing the Blue Jay white tonight. 1-2 pitch again. Got him. Freezes Teixeira.
Got plenty of the plate. Looked like he backdoored him again. Plenty of the plate as Teixeira gives up on that curveball. And then he dusts the outside corner with it. Barajas does a good job of holding it there for home plate umpire Jeff Kellogg.
Those cheers for Alex Rodriguez. Bronx cheers here. There are a few cheers as well. A lot of New York fans, New York State fans make their way up to Toronto when the Yankees come to town, of course. He is not a very well-liked ball player for Blue Jay faithful. They love him, those people who wear the NY.
He has had great numbers in his career here at Rogers Center also. Lots of home runs, lots of balls driven in. Has been slumping of late, though. He has not homered in his last 53 at-bats.
Ball and a strike. Stings one to the gap. Damon will get to third base. At the very least, they're waving him now. Here comes a throw to the plate. It doesn't matter. Johnny Damon scores, and A-Rod is safe at second. They get him? They got him. He is safe at second base. That looked like he got him.
Yeah, a lot happening on that play. First of all, the hit. Halladay tries to go in and leaves it over the plate, and Rodriguez stays right with it. As soon as Vernon Wells cuts the ball off, they have a shot at getting Damon. Quickly gets it into Hill with a good, strong throw. Now, Rodriguez was rounding second, thinking that he has a shot to go to third base. Here comes Damon. He's going to score. Heads-up play by Barajas to throw behind the runner on target, and it looked like he got him.
They got him. That looked like they got him. Well, Rodriguez with his 60th RBI on the double, scoring Damon from first, bringing up Hideki Matsui.
Again, a heads-up play by Barajas, who gets the throw to Scudero, who quickly applies the tag.
Now, close one there.
Oh, so close.
Mark Wagner, the second base umpire. That's Yankee baseball right there. Aggressive. Doesn't matter what inning.
Right, they just have good hitters up and down the lineup. When he hit the ball, it looked like it was going to make it all the way to the fence, and Damon would have scored easily. But Wells, showing some speed in center field, cuts the ball off. Remember where he was playing. He was shading him to left center field, so he had a long way to go to cut that ball off and get it into Hill. I didn't think they had a shot at all at Damon, and it was very close.
Matsui rolls one over. Kevin Millar and Halliday dropped the baseball. Throws home. And Barajas dropped the baseball. Wow, a little dropsy going on here tonight. Halliday uncharacteristically dropped the ball after a nice play by Millar. Throws home to get A-Rod. Barajas looked like he had a play there, and he dropped the ball.
One of the things that the Blue Jays have done all season long is catch the ball, defend. Millar gets the ball, makes a good throw to Halliday. I don't think he realized how much time he had because Matsui doesn't run very well. But he drops the ball, Barajas blocks the plate, and Rodriguez is able to kick the ball out of his glove. And I think he kind of leaned on his hand right there at the end. And Barajas was slow getting up. So we'll have to wait to see how they score that one. It'll probably be an error on Halliday and an unearned run.
The Yankees quickly jump out 2-0. Jorge Posada now. Matsui at first. Scorer apparently has issued an error to Kevin Millar. No RBI on the play, you would have thought. Wow, it was a curious one. Popped up in the center field. Vernon Wells there, but costly error for the Blue Jays. Johnny Damon getting on, and A-Rod cashing him as well. 2-0 New York. A good crowd tonight at Rogers Center. Marco Scudero to lead off against Andy Pettit. Aaron Hill on fire lately. Adam Lynn DHs. Kevin Millar is the cleanup hitter tonight. Vernon Wells, excellent numbers against Andy Pettit in his career. Alex Rios to follow, also good numbers. The newcomer, Encarnacion, Rod Barajas, and Jose Bautista. First pitch from Pettit down the pipe.
Rios has always had great numbers against the Yankees, not just Pettit, everybody.
And in New York, especially.
Right.
So the Blue Jays will try to climb back after digging an early 2-0 hole.
And they'll have to do it against Pettit. The veteran was signed to a one-year contract with the Yankees back on January the 26th. Hasn't disappointed. He's won 8 games for him.
Shara will take it himself.
We've seen Andy Pettitte many times. Hasn't really had to reinvent himself as he gets up there. It's his 14th big league year. Basically, what you'll see from him, you'll see the fastball, the curveball, and the changeup. And I think the important thing for him is to stay inside. Pound with the left-handers and the right-handers with that good fastball that can cut all time. And goodbye July for Pettitte. Not a very good month for him. He had 3 losses in the month of July, the 3rd time in his career where he had at least 3 losses in 1 month. A little bit better his last time out against the Chicago White Sox on Thursday. Pitched into the 6th inning and had a season-high 8 strikeouts in that game.
How about Aaron Hill's season? And how about Aaron Hill right now? 12-game hit streak. He is rolling. 2nd in the American League in home runs. Number 2 hits it over to number 2.
Yankees have played consistent defense all season long. Here's how they'll line up in the outfield. Damon, Cabrera, and Hinsky. You can run on those outfielders. Rodriguez and Jeter, Cano and Teixeira, a very good inner defense for New York. Jorge Posada, who had his first full off day since July the 20th, yesterday when the Yankees didn't play, back behind the dish to catch Pettitte.
Designated hitter Adam Lind.
Lind, like Hill, showing great power this year. You were talking about Aaron Hill and his 26 home runs. How about Adam Lind and his extra base hits? 57 of them, which is number 1 in the American League.
Thank goodness for the production from Hill and Lind, because they have not got those numbers from the guys who were supposed to do it. Vernon Wells and Alex Rios have fallen down the order in Toronto. Tap back. Jeter has to eat it. And Adam Lind is first base.
That'll go as an infield single. There were 3 players who had a chance to get this ball. First of all, Pettitte. Pettitte, 6'5". He falls off the third base side of the mound. When the ball was hit off the end of the bat, I thought Pettitte was the guy who was going to make a play. He comes off, he jumps for the ball, doesn't get it. Then I thought Alex Rodriguez had a shot at it, but he stopped, and I don't think Jeter had a good grip on that ball. So like a good veteran, he just elects not to throw it and compound the error. So an infield single for Lind.
Kevin Millar in the cleanup spot tonight. First pitch drives it foul. The 5th time this season that Millar has batted in the number 4 hole. Ball gets away from Posada, and an easy advance to second base for Adam Lind, now in scoring position. Since Scott Rowland left, and of course traded to Cincinnati, he wanted to get closer to home. The Blue Jays are going to miss, obviously, his glove and his bat. He was the cleanup guy as this one just gets away.
Yeah, that's been one of the problems for Posada this year, catching the baseball. This is his 5th pass ball. Goes off of his glove and to the backstop. That allows Lind to just trot down into scoring position. But you're right, they're going to have to find those RBIs that they're going to miss in that leadership with Scott Rowland now in Cincinnati.
Well, the logical candidate is the guy at the beginning of the year, again, who has to pick the numbers up, and that's Vernon Wells. And if ifs and buts, that's what the Blue Jays have really talked about the last couple of years. Pieces here, pieces there. And once again, looking way up in the division at the Yankees, who currently lead the AL East. Big cut there from Millar. Jays 12 games out to begin the night. The Yankees a half game ahead of the Red Sox.
Yanks have been in first place for 28 days this year. Each of the last 15 days. since overtaking the Red Sox.
Millar strikes out, confirmed at first base. Adam Lind is stranded. 2-0 Yankees after 1 tonight on TSN. Tonight brought to you by Rogers High-Speed Internet, the fastest and most reliable, period. Did you know, Tabby, Roy Halladay is 2-0, 1.80 ERA in 4 career starts against Andy Pettitte?
No, I did not know that. I knew he had good numbers against the Yankees in his career. 16-5, an ERA under 3, 34 games, 32 starts.
Not a good start for Halladay and the Blue Jays tonight. He will need some support now and looks for a 1-2-3 inning here. Robinson, Cano, Melky Cabrera, Eric Hinsky. Sliced out to left field. Bautista on one hop.
Cano has had his trouble against Halladay in his career, just 2 for 25 heading into that at bat. Does a good job of staying back. Stays back and just flares that ball to left field. With Roy Halladay, I think you have to do that. You have to stay back. You got to really track the ball because, like we were talking about in the scouting report, he could make the ball do so many different things. If you commit early in your approach as you go after the baseball as a hitter, I think that's when you find yourself in trouble. Cano had a good approach where he stayed back and let his hands do all the work.
Melky Cabrera coming off a dramatic night for him. Those magical moments in baseball. He hit for the cycle Sunday against the White Sox. Halladay should be 2 here. Scudero over to Millar.
That's more like it. Again, when Halladay is right, you're going to get a lot of ground ball outs. Number 1 in the American League in ground ball outs with 191 coming into this game. This is easy. As soon as he catches it, he steps. You're not looking at the fielder when you are throwing that ball. You're taught to just throw right to the bag. Throw right over second base. It's the shortstop's job to get over there and finish off the play. Scudero does that, a 1.63 DP.
Well, a familiar face, Eric Hinsky. Seven seasons ago with the Toronto Blue Jays. Memorable year for Hinsky, American League Rookie of the Year. Boy, he's had a nice stop with the Yankees so far, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's cutting off to a great start. His first 7 games, he has hit 5 home runs.
Halladay way ahead here. And right over to Kevin Millar. So it is a 1-2-3 thanks to a double play. And a line shot to Millar. Blue Jays come to bat. Vernon Wells will lead off the bottom of the second. Vernon Wells digging in. Face Andy Pettitte. See if the numbers play out here as well. We saw that with Johnny Damon and Alex Rodriguez so far tonight against Roy Halladay. Let's see if the numbers play out for Vernon Wells and Alex Rios against a guy they've kind of had his number with their numbers, and that's Andy Pettitte.
Well, I think because they match up well. Pettitte's cutter really barrels in on right-handed batters. Both Wells and Rios have very quick bats, so if you miss with that cutter, they're going to be able to get the bat head out, and 9 times out of 10 it's going to be hit hard if you leave it out over the plate.
Ball and a strike, just missing the outside corner. Wells has 8 hits in his last 38 at bats, 3 for his last 8. But just never has gotten into a groove. 2009.
Well, just when you think that things were going to turn around, they have not, as Pettitte has kept the ball away from Wells. Gets the benefit of a doubt on that ball down and away. Pettitte has had great numbers against the Blue Jays in his career.
Made him reach for that one, and it spoils it.
And speaking of numbers, and hard to figure out Vernon Wells this year, it just doesn't compute. When you take all the numbers and you put them in there and you jumble them around and pull them out, hitting just a 175 at home.
What computes is he's a better hitter on the road.
Yeah. The runners in scoring position are not very good, but usually it's the other way around. You usually hit a lot better at home.
It has been a struggle. The Blue Jays center and right fielders this year at the plate. And down he goes.
It is so hard to pick up the spin when a pitcher has the type of cutter that Andy Pettitte has. It looks like a fastball that's going to be down and in. And you can see that kind of half swing by Wells as he is fooled by that ball as it just cuts down under the barrel of the bat for Pettitte's second strikeout.
Here's Rios. What is a frightening number when you think about it. Vernon Wells and Alex Rios' home run totals combined do not equal Aaron Hill's.
Well, Aaron's just having a great year. Most home runs by a Blue Jay since 2007, when Frank Thomas had 26.
Hates the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sing outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes now with 1 away. The newcomer, Edwin Encarnacion, is next. And it's strike 3.
Same pitch that got Burnham well. 3-2. Again, it looks like a fastball that's going to be down and in. You start your swing and it just goes underneath the bat. 3 straight strikeouts now for Andy Pettitte against all the right-handers. If you want to throw that cutter like that, you really have to stay on top of it. Pettitte's been doing it for a long, long time. He has beaten the Blue Jays 18 times in his career. Has more career wins against only one other team, does Pettitte, and that is the Baltimore Orioles, who he's defeated 25 times.
Shera gobbling it up, and a 1-2-3 again for Andy Pettitte. Couple of Ks on the board, 3 strikeouts so far tonight. We played 2-0 Pinstripes. Series, you might call it. 2-game set here tomorrow night. Mark Zepchinski, the lefty, against Sergio Mitre, the right-hander. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific from Rogers Center. Going to the top half of the 3rd inning. Top of the order for the Yankees, Derek Jeter, who struck out earlier. Yankees with a 2-0 lead. Watching Derek Jeter batting practice tonight. Just so effortless with the wrists, with the hands, the way he can move that ball, that inside-out swing.
He's a smart hitter. He's been around. He's adjusted. Pitchers have adjusted to him. He's a big guy. You don't realize how big he is until you get up next to him. You think, oh, he's a shortstop. You know, he's a punch and Judy hitter. No way. Big and strong. You make a mistake, he can hurt you. He has hurt the Blue Jays in his career for a long, long time. 249 career hits against the Blue Jays. Only Robin Yount has more as an individual player against a certain team, the Blue Jay team. Robin Yount had 263.
Halladay wanted it, crowd wanted it. It's amazing how this franchise turned. Derek Jeter started playing for the Yankees, the former first-round pick. Down he goes on strikes for the 2nd time tonight.
The first one swinging, this one taking. Halladay has him set up with something in her half. Cutter. One of those backup cutters. Jeter for years has done that, trying to sell that to the home plate umpire, kind of backing off. But it catches the plate. That's why Halladay is so tough. You can't give up on that pitch, because at the last second it breaks across the inner half. And he has the ability to throw it both sides of the plate, all four quadrants of the strike zone. Mix and match. Rob Barajas was talking to us before the game about that, and I asked him, what makes it so fun to catch Halladay? He can just do whatever he wants with 3 pitches at any time. It's got to be fun. You put your sign down there, sit back, put your glove up, and he hits it.
Aaron Hill, easy play. That's the first 2 here in the third, bringing up to Shera. Of course, the reunion weekend, Mr. Tabler, and guess who's back in town? One of the greatest, if not the greatest Blue Jay of all time. Robbie Alomar is going to come and join us a little later. That's what happens when you're one of the greatest. You get a nice, comfortable seat, the crown. The big throne. Encarnacion trying to get into the seats. Get used to this Rogers Center and all the different quirks of the stadium.
Remember how far he had to come. About a 50-yard sprint.
There's the Bartman of the Blue Jays. Oops, he's going, oh man, sorry. Yeah, there he is. Encarnacion was not too happy with that.
He had the jersey and everything.
I don't think the stakes were quite as high.
No.
Won't have to go into hiding, a.k.a. Steve Bartman. 0-2. Driven to left field and hard. Bautista over his shoulder, can't catch up with it. Shading Mark Teixeira a little shallower in left field there, and he's got some pop the other way, too.
Yeah, maybe with 2 strikes, you think he's going to hit one off the end of the bat. But this is why Teixeira is such a great hitter. 0-2, and it looks like Halladay was able to jam him, but he drove it over the head of Bautista for his 29th double. And with 2 outs, A-Rod bats again with a runner on.
Already with an RBI tonight. That double back in the first inning for A-Rod. Talk about a life under the microscope. In many ways, Alex Rodriguez under the spotlight in New York.
And wherever he goes.
Wherever he goes.
You're talking his last time up, how he has been in a home run drought. He and Kevin Long got together and noticed that Rodriguez was lunging at pitches last week when they were in Tampa. Says that has been corrected. Long says that we have worked on backing up a bit and not being out in front, getting a little bit more consistent, and his first at bat really showed that when he drove the ball to right center.
Oh, what a play by Encarnacion from his knees. Safe at first. The crowd appreciates the effort because that saved a run.
We have seen great defense from any third baseman this year. We've seen John McDonald over there, of course, Scott Rowland night after night making sensational plays with the glove. And this was almost another one. Quick first step for Encarnacion, but he just couldn't get the ball over there on one hop. It took 1, 2, 3 hops, and by that time, Rodriguez is going to beat that out. That ball, after it hits a couple of times, really starts to slow down. You can see it right there. And Rodriguez can outrun the ball then.
Now Matsui reached on an error, and of course that second run scored back in the first. 2 away. Roy Halladay gets the first 2 batters, Jeter and Damon, rather easily, and now in a little bit of trouble here again.
Yeah, and had 2 strikes on Sheriff. Tried to go inside, but left it out over the middle of the plate.
Hit high and hard and deep to right center field. Back against the wall and making a basket catch. It's Vernon Wells. May have hurt himself back there, but this one was way up there. And the former Gold Glover hauls it in.
Vernon Wells goes a long way and then calls off Rios at the last second and then jams himself up against that auxiliary scoreboard in right field. When that ball left the bat from Matsui, it looked like it had a chance, but Wells goes hard into right center field to take away extra bases.
Rod Barajas leading off here in the third. Bottom of the third, and the Jays down 2-0. It looked like Vernon Wells went back to chat with trainer George Poulis. Maybe hit his head there.
I think more, Rod, it was whiplash.
Yeah.
It didn't look like his head hit. It looked like his backside hit and just kind of gave his head a little whiplash.
So Halladay and the Blue Jays get out of it. Now need to get something going offensively. Barajas, oh, Derek Jeter.
Been doing it for years and years and years. A product of good plays is good positioning. You have to know your pitcher, you have to know your batter, and position yourself accordingly. He gets a good quick first step here, and then with those long arms picks that ball out of the air and takes away a hit from Barajas.
Get used to that stuff watching the perennial all-star, future Hall of Famer. Jose Bautista, number 9 hitter tonight for the Blue Jays here. How different must it have felt last year for Derek Jeter to not be playing in October? First time.
Was that the first time?
13 seasons in a row for the Yankees. And it all coincided, of course. You know, Buck Showalter deserves a lot of credit, too. After 95, the Yankees started to do things, and Joe Torre took over, and then the World Championships and all the pennants that followed. But Jeter has always been there.
Jeter, Pettit, Posada,
Mariano Rivera.
Big piece.
3 balls and a strike. Walked him. So the second base runner for the Blue Jay here tonight. Top of the order now for Toronto, Marco Scutaro.
Marco Scutaro did not play on Sunday. Cito Gaston elected to rest him. He's had a little bit of a bruised heel. Couldn't tell from the road trip that Marco had. He was 8 for 19 on that road trip.
He's the life of the party, though, isn't he, Marco Scutaro? Not only is he the catalyst, the leadoff guy who's done so well this year, he's having a blast. You have a camera on Marco Scutaro all day long, you've got instant YouTube stuff.
Yeah. The day he hit 2 home runs here, he's kissing his bat and making all kind of gestures, having fun before the game. I think he's got a different handshake for each one of the players on the bench before the game. We saw it before tonight's game when he went out and saw his ex-teammate AJ Burnett.
It's that guy in Life is Beautiful. What's that actor's name? Alberto Benigni. That's who he reminds me of. You know, he's got the kind of the
just having a good time.
And life has been beautiful for him.
It's been beautiful.
Aaron Hill on deck. 1 on, 1 out here in the third. Right to A-Rod and got him at first. Just like that, snuffed out. Alex Rodriguez on a double play on a line shot. Bautista caught leaning. Nothing you can do. 3 up, 3 down. Back at Rogers Center. Blue Jays back home after a 3-3 Western swing. 2-game series here with the New York Yankees. Then it's reunion weekend. All the world champions from 92 and 93, including Roberto Alomar, who will join us here tonight. He's in the house. Roy Halladay and Jorge Posada meet here in the 4th inning, and Jose Bautista with out number 1. It's the back-to-back reunion, of course, all weekend long. Pat Borders.
Yep.
They finally found him, tracked him down. The autograph sessions Friday. Let's see. Blackjack, Pat Henkin, Al Leiter works with the Yankees broadcast team. Todd Stoudemire, Paul Molitor.
So bring all your goodies. Come on out. That should be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Devo White and Pat Tabler together in their autograph session. Get your autographs and come reminisce and Who knows? Maybe someday down the road that magic will come back.
Yeah. I'm going to keep count of the World Series balls that I see this weekend. I've already signed 2 of them, and the weekend hasn't even started. Fans are showing up, starting to get the itch for this weekend. We've seen one of the players now, Robbie, in town.
We got one of the players here in the booth, and you? He's always here. Robinson
I'm
Cano.
always here.
You're always here.
Robbie didn't duck on that one.
Usually I'm just so used to him making a play there. I just think he's just going to casually put his hand up and grab it and then toss it back.
I thought I saw him kind of flinch to go catch it.
I think he was just making sure everybody's all right over there. What a great time that was. What a great player to watch. 2 strikes to Cano. Trying to get him to chase inside.
Cano last year had an off year, but the power and the numbers are there again for Robinson Cano.
Scudero.
I think one of the better hitting second basemen in the American League. We talk about Pedroia, we talk about Hill, you can throw Brian Roberts and Kinsler in there, but you can match up Cano's numbers: 16 home runs, hitting over 300, playing good defense. He's only committed 4 errors this year. Fits in nicely in that new Yankee Stadium, a left-handed batter. Ball just jumps into that ballpark.
You ever come close to hitting for the cycle?
I think in my backyard in 1968.
Wiffle ball?
I did, yeah.
Well, Melky
But in
Cabrera.
real baseball, no.
Blue Jays have not done it too often, only a couple of times. The Yankees 15 times by 11 players. Melky Cabrera, the latest.
Saw an interesting stat about that. The last time before Cabrera's, the last time they had a cycle were 2 perfect games ago and 4 World Series champions.
Isn't that something?
And you know who the last guy was?
Another guy up here, wasn't it?
Tony Fernandez. In 1995, as that ball skied to center field. Much easier catch this inning for Vernon Wells as he ends the 4th. Yankees still leading by 2.
Bottom half of the 4th inning. Aaron Hill riding a 12-game hit streak to lead off, followed by Adam Lind and Kevin Millar against Andy Pettitte. Just 1 Blue Jay hit so far tonight against 5 for the Yankees and a 2-0 Yankee lead.
Aaron has been hot, hot, hot. 26 home runs now, 76 RBIs. 1 behind Mark Teixeira in the American League for RBIs.
has to be considered comeback player, one of the comeback players of the year a year ago. You see him down here. He was just itching to play baseball. All he wanted to do was play, but he couldn't because of a concussion. And another base hit. And the hit streak continues for Aaron Hill.
You have to be quick inside if you're going to catch that cutter from Andy Pettitte. Loves to run it in on those right-handers. You see Posada slide to the inner half, but Hill is just too quick. Gets the barrel of the bat on that ball with a solid single in the left field.
Almost hit a bird out there.
It's happened before in Toronto.
You know, guy was throwing it, mind you. And the guy who threw it and, of course, hit that seagull at Exhibition Stadium, I haven't heard. Is Dave Winfield coming back
so, yes.
for the reunion?
Yes.
Wow. You know, how important was he in 1992? What a get.
What an attitude that he brought over.
Adam Lind, the only other base hit here tonight. Stranded at second base back in the first inning. Got to second on a pass ball by Pettitte. And then Kevin Millar struck out.
One of the big sluggers in the American League, Justin Morneau, leads the American League in total bases with 233. We were talking a couple of innings ago when Hill and Lind were coming up. Those two are second and third in the American League in total bases. Aaron Hill with 232 now with that single, and Lind at 222 after his infield single. So big numbers, not just in average and home runs and RBIs, but some of the other off-brand numbers, extra base hits, total bases in the whole league.
Pettitte checking first. Comes home on a 2-2 pitch and strikes out Adam Lind. One away here in the fourth. Well, another week in the Canadian Football League will kick off Friday. Wendy's Friday Night Football. The Toronto Argonauts in Montreal to take on the Alouettes, followed by the Saskatchewan Roughriders in BC to take on the Lions. Doubleheader action, Wendy's Friday Night Football. Now Kevin Millar.
Not a real big lead over at first base for Aaron Hill. They're down by a couple of runs, but it's more because Andy Pettitte has got such a great pickoff move. 5 pickoffs in the American League, which is tied for second behind John Lester and Clayton Richard, who was just traded from the White Sox. They lead with 6. One of the best ever.
Kevin Millar, former teammate of Johnny Damon and band of idiots that they called themselves that just happened to win a World Series. The Red Sox. Millar, of course, went to Baltimore and ended up in Toronto this season. What a character guy. Another guy, go down to the batting cage before the game. He's always chirping about something.
Yeah. Having a lot of fun.
Not a good attitude.
I don't think Posada has that many fingers to put down.
No.
What Pettitte keeps shaking them off. Trying the fastball here. I think that had something to do with location. That Pettitte wasn't happy with where they were talking about location to Millar.
This is way upstairs. A breaking pitch that just didn't break.
looks like they're going to try and keep the ball away from Millar. They might show him something inside, but he's still very quick. If he's in a fastball count, he can get the head of that bat out. There is Andy Pettit's last 18 starts. In April, May, he was great. June and July, not so good, especially the month of July. His last win was the first day in July.
Fouled off again. Again, Millar batting cleanup tonight. Yes, Cito Gaston has a few options every night now because Scott Rowland had been inserted there before being traded away. Claimed that spot.
Yeah, it's been an inconsistent year for Pettit. We showed that that graphic right there. But only Randy Johnson has more wins this decade than Andy Pettit.
It's remarkable.
So
isn't it?
he has been consistent for the last 10 seasons. Randy Johnson has 143 wins this decade. Andy Pettit right behind him at 142.
Yankees scored twice in the first inning. Blue Jays have not been able to respond. Tried to bust him inside and missed. Second walk tonight for Andy Pettit. Now 2 on with 1 away, and brings up Vernon Wells.
Yeah, learned something from his first at bat. Made the adjustment. Said, I'm not going to swing at that cutter because it's a ball. 3-2. He had to have a feel that Pettit was going to come back in there, and he did, and he just took it for a walk. Second one tonight. He pitched Millar, Wells, and Rios the exact same their first time up, and struck them all out.
And see if these numbers bear out. Vernon's had a lot of success through the years against Andy Pettit. And Posada going through the signs with Hill over at second base.
That was a sign for the middle infielder saying that if both runners decide to steal, I am not going to throw to the third baseman. I'm going to get the slower runner and try and get him at second. They're laying off of it this time through.
Try to change that trend.
This is the pitch to do it right here.
Andy Pettit can't find the strike zone right now.
He came into this game, if there was a flaw in his stats, it was the base on ball. 47 coming into this game, which is 10th in the American League. That is something that over the years we haven't seen from Pettit. He's always had great command.
And now the bases will be full of Blue Jays for Alex Rios, and just 1 away. Back-to-back walks, third base on balls delivered tonight from Andy Pettit.
Yeah, to notice the right-hander is not even offering at it, just staying back. They learned something from their first time up against him. A little bit too aggressive with that cutter on the inside part. That time a little bit more thinking through the box. Take that ball back through the middle.
Joe Girardi, second season with the New York Yankees. Well, he thrown into the fire last year and was unable to get his team to the playoffs. after that Joe Torre era had ended, so pressure on him. So bases full now. And here's Rios, who struck out back in the second. Base hit here for the Blue Jays, and they could tie the ball game up.
Or if he has a hit he had in Oakland when he lined the ball in the gap and scored 3 of them on Sunday afternoon. Some speed at first with Wells, so he can score on an extra base hit by Rios.
And Andy Pettitte right now cannot find the plate. And the Blue Jays, like you said, are laying off.
They made the adjustment. To me, watching Millar and Wells and now Rios, they're thinking more, hey, back through the box. Let's keep that front shoulder in there and let's lay off that ball, that cutter in, because it's a ball.
There's a strike. Hill, Millar, and Wells on base. Goes the other way. Hinske on a line drive will come to the plate. And scoring is Aaron Hill. And it's 2-1.
As a runner at third base, less than 2 outs, you're hoping for a base hit or a long fly ball. None of those in-between line drives where the outfielder are coming in. That's exactly what happened to Aaron Hill. He took off a little bit initially when that ball was hit and had to sprint back to third, tag up. You see him hustling back to third base, and now it's a full sprint. Ball cut off by Teixeira, and the Jays have their first run. Tough play right there. You got to read that ball. Is it going to carry to the outfield, or is it going to fall in front of him? Good job there by Hill.
Now Encarnacion. Just his third game as a Blue Jay. There's a chance to make some fans in a hurry.
He has power. 26 home runs for the Reds one year.
Encarnacion's numbers with Cincinnati tailed off and had some injury problems as well.
They had a cracked wrist, a bone in that wrist that really zapped his power. Those kind of things can take a year or so to get fully healed.
Hit hard. Cano will get out number 3. The Blue Jays get on the board and strand a couple. When we come back, the great Roberto Alomar will join us in the booth. Toronto down 2-1 through 4. Man, I love that.
Big hit, man.
Big hit. I know where you were, Roberto Alomar. You were right there. I know where Dennis Eckersley was, too, by the way.
Well, it was one of the greatest moments of my life.
Whoa. Welcome back, Robbie Alomar.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, you must have seen that so many times, and Pat and I have talked about it so many times, about that home run and the importance of it in a franchise, maybe the most important franchise. You don't do that to Oakland. You don't get to Atlanta to the World Series.
Well, especially to Dennis Eckersley, who was one of the greatest closers in the game at that time, and he was really dealing. And we got a chance to. I got a chance to get a good hit, a good pitch, and hit the ball out of the ballpark. But it was a thrill for me and a thrill for the Blue Jays.
For me, biggest home run in this franchise's history, because it said you've arrived. You're going to go to the World Series. I felt.
I felt that way too. I personally, I don't want to say it, but I'd rather other people say it. But I think it was the key hit for us, because he gave us the momentum. And because if Oakland would have wanted that game, we would have went 2-2 in the series.
And with one more to play we lost that.
Yeah,
one.
so it was a big turnaround for us.
Here's Eric Hinske now leading off here in the 5th inning. Do you know how many kids, I'm sure, after that, whenever they hit a baseball, especially hit it long, put their arms in the air like that?
It was all excitement. I don't think I was trying to show nobody up. To me, when I play the game, I play with a lot of pride, and I enjoy every moment of it.
What do you think about that young second baseman, number 2 there, Aaron Hill, and what he's done for the Toronto Blue Jays?
It's been amazing, what he accomplished after what happened to him last year. He has proved that he can play in the big leagues, and I think he's even going to get better. All he has to do is continue to work hard like he's doing, and hopefully we continue to see him with his success in this game.
He beat your home run record.
Oh, yeah, man.
Now he's blown by your home run record. He's after your RBI record.
Yeah. I think he's got to get it.
Roy Halladay strikes out Eric Hinske. Good timing award for coming in. I know you're coming in for the reunion, but getting a chance to see Doc pitch tonight, and he's still a Blue Jay.
He's an amazing pitcher. I got the chance to face him many times, so I'm glad I'm not playing. I'm glad I'm not on the field right now.
The game looks easy from up here, doesn't it?
It looks real easy.
But we all know, right?
We all know. We cannot criticize them too much.
No.
It's a tough game, man, but it's a beautiful game. I still enjoy watching it.
So what are you doing now?
Well, now I'm into business. I have a business here called Here at Last, hearing aids here in Toronto, and I've been doing a lot of work with Matthew Sacco, and hopefully I can continue to do the work away from baseball, and hopefully get a place here so I can come back more often.
Have you thought about getting back into the game in some capacity?
I would love to, especially with the Toronto Blue Jays. I think I have a lot of respect for this organization, for the city, and if I'm going to do something, I would love to do it with the Toronto Blue Jays. And hopefully, if Paul Beaton is listening to me, maybe he can give me a little job.
I'm sure you got it. Your name's up there, right beside his, by the way. Up on the level of excellence. Don't forget, everybody, the back-to-back reunion this weekend. You get a chance to see Robbie, and I know Pat Borders and JC, Joe Carter, and what's that like too when you come back here? And I know honored last year, but to know your name will forever be up there.
It's amazing. I remember when I was a little kid in Salinas, Puerto Rico, playing the game of baseball for fun, and now come here to the dome and see my name up there. It's a dream come true.
There's Johnny Damon. And to Encarnacion, Robbie Alomar, welcome home. Welcome back.
Thank you, guys.
Enjoy the weekend. It's going to be great. So good to see you.
We're going to have fun.
You're going to have fun. Back to back, baby.
I just love it. That was still the best. Robbie Alomar. We'll be back right after this. just 2 hits off of Andy Pettit tonight. Got to him a little bit in that last half inning, waited him out a little, made some adjustments. We'll see if that trend continues here. Roy Halladay with his 1, 2, 3. Tired 6 in a row now. Rod Barajas to lead off here. It's so nice to see.
Boy,
Roberto Alomar.
it looks like he could go right out there right now and play a big league game. He hasn't changed one bit.
Yeah, no.
Since his playing days.
There's a base hit for Barajas. So yes, the Blue Jays are making adjustments. Yeah. Second straight inning, they put the leadoff man on.
They're going the other way. They're staying back a little bit more. They're not committing so early. As the pitch comes to the plate, that ball by Rios, if he could have hit it, 5 feet this way or 5 feet that way, you're talking 3 runs. But it's right at Hinske for the sacrifice fly, and the Jays get right back at it with a leadoff single.
Jose Bautista walked in the 3rd inning. Caught off base leaning. Line drive hit right to A-Rod and was doubled off. One of those real tough plays. You're going, you think the ball's going to go. And
it's a play that you have to practice. In batting practice, you take your swings and you do whatever you have to do at the plate, but then you're supposed to run the bases and keep that going day in and day out. So you get to first base and you watch a couple balls off the bat and kind of react to them, and take a few balls at second base off the bat. Just read and react. Baseball is such a game that's played every single day, and you got to keep those actions going.
I know the obvious answer to this question would be Ricky Henderson, but it's not really the question I'm going to ask you. Who's the best base runner you've ever seen? And I mean, like, not talking about stealing, and,
right?
That having that kind of instinct.
George Brett was a great base runner. Scott Rowland,
indeed,
was an excellent, or is an excellent base runner.
Jam to Shera, back to Jeter, back to Shera. Textbook 3-6-3
by Tex. That's one of the things the Yankees wanted to improve on, is get a good fielding first baseman. And we've been watching Teixeira all year long make great play after great play. You see it on the highlight reel every night. He comes off quickly and makes a good throw. That's the important thing. Catch the ball first and then make a good throw to your shortstop. And if you do that, let him do the rest of the work. Jeter's one of the best at it. 3-6-3 double play by the infield has helped Pettit here in the 5th.
Back to Marco Scutaro. Mark Teixeira. It's a huge contract with the Yankees, as the Yankees are prone to do in off seasons. And I know there were some critics out there coming up to the trade deadline that the Yankees didn't add anybody else, especially some pitching, perhaps because they can and have an endless supply of dough.
Well, they improved themselves a couple different ways when they signed Teixeira. They got a big bat to put in the middle of the lineup to complement Alex Rodriguez, but they also solidified that defense. Teixeira, 2-time Gold Glove winner, has shown it all season long. That was a pretty play, making that double play.
A-Rod didn't even have to move. So Rod Barajas and his base hit go for naught. We played 5. 1-run Yankee lead.
Halladay pitched against, and we talked about it earlier, against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, as Teixeira sawed off easily to Millar. He beat them back on May the 12th. Remember when he was matched up with A.J. Burnett here at Rogers Center. That was his 6th straight win versus the Yankees, and his ERA over that span was under 2. So the Yankees have had great hitting teams, but Halladay has matched up against them so many times, and he's had great success. That loss back on July the 4th. He's cruising right along, and then new Yankee Stadium came up and bit him. 3 fly balls that ended in the stands for home runs.
This is great theater. Arguably the best pitcher in baseball, arguably the best player in baseball. The Doc and A-Rod.
Whoa. A-Rod doubled his first time up and then had an infield single last time. He has hit just 1 home run in his career against Halladay.
Got him. Strike 3. A-Rod spits out his seeds. Takes a seat on the bench.
Doc has been very consistent in keeping those fastballs right at the knee, getting the calls from home plate umpire Jeff Kellogg. Definitely high enough, right at the knee.
Rodriguez had been 2 for 2, and Hideki Matsui slices one foul. Who's got good power numbers against Roy Halladay, who has to be careful. The Japanese All-Star.
Yeah, three home runs in his career against Halladay. Almost got one his last time up. Well, you're going to have to do something like that to beat Halladay in this house. He has been so good here this year.
Ball and 2 strikes. Matsui is the anti-Joe Morgan or Willie Stargell or Kevin Youkilis. All those gyrations that players use in the batter's box to wind themselves up before they hit.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Very simple approach.
Millar. Another 1-2-3. Halladay has retired 10 in a row. out here. 33,669 on hand. Aaron Hill leading off. Bottom half of the 6th inning. Hill with a base hit. The only run scored for the Blue Jays. Came home on an Alex Rios sacrifice fly, a liner back in the 4th inning. And Derek Jeter does it again. And as you said earlier, it's the positioning.
Yeah, he knows his pitcher. He knows the hitter. Been around a long time. This one just to his left. Second time tonight he has taken a hit away from a Blue Jay batter. Rob Barajas back in the 3rd inning. Line one to his right. This time Hill to his left.
Adam Lind 1 for 2, strikeout and a base hit that happened back in the 1st inning.
So far tonight, Blue Jay batters, we used to call it, have been dumb hitters. They've hit the ball hard, but right at them.
Yeah.
Rios's ball with the bases loaded on a line to Hinsky. 2 balls by Jeter, lined right at him. We had a line out double play to the 3rd baseman by Marco Scutaro. Got to start finding some holes with those line drives.
Old saying, hit them where they ain't. Here we are in the early stages of August and talking about another impressive Yankee team. Right now leading the AL East by a half game over Boston, who leads Tampa 1-0. The bottom of the 4th tonight. Adam Lind strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. The 5th strikeout of the evening for Andy Pettitte.
Pettitte seemed to get on a roll in his last start. We were talking about it earlier against Chicago. Pounding the ball inside, cutting the ball away from lefties. He had 8 strikeouts, which tied a season high in that last start against Chicago when he pitched into the 7th inning. Just gave up 1 earned run.
Two away now. Kevin Millar walked and struck out tonight. Strike 2. Busy time for the Blue Jays right now after that trip west. 14 straight games within their division. Of the 57 games left, including tonight, 30 games up against AL East division rivals. They did not face their rivals early in the year. They raced out to a 1st place lead. Rolled over. A-Rod's sidearms over, and another 1-2-3 for Andy Pettitte. We have played 6 tonight at Rogers Center, a pitcher's duel going on. Hankey figurine giveaway Sunday during the reunion weekend against the Baltimore Orioles. First 10,000 fans will get the Tom Hankey figurine. That's how it looked.
That glove was huge.
Yeah, it was.
But it was black.
It was.
They got that right. He used to wear that black glove.
And nostalgic weekend coming up as the Blue Jays flashback some 16, 17 years, and Jorge Posada leads off here in the 7th. The base hit after Roy Halladay had retired 10 straight Yankees.
Yeah, not even coming close to a hit since that infield single by A-Rod back in the 3rd inning. Good piece of hitting there by Posada. Stays back. Slashes at the ball. Looked a lot like the Damon base hit in the 1st inning when he stayed with that sinker and just punched it the other way. That's the thing about the Yankees. I mean, they have the great power numbers, a lot of home runs, but they've also got good hitters. Here's one right here.
Aaron Hill from his knee, Scudero, tailor-made double play. It's interesting to hear Robbie Alomar talk about Aaron Hill. And, you know, Orlando Hudson made some good plays when he was here with the Toronto Blue Jays. We've seen some good second basemen. Homer Bush had a couple of good years as well. The closest we've seen to Robbie Alomar, both offensively and defensively, is this guy.
Right there. Because he works at his craft. Talking to him the other day, and we were talking about turning double plays. And for me, sitting where I do night after night, watching him, how he turns the double play, he's getting better and better. That was the part of his game that I think needed the most work. That pivot in the middle of the diamond when that runner is bearing down on you. He's always had a great arm. Now he's getting his hands involved and his feet involved. He's using the bag. It's just been fun to watch him get better and better.
Melky Cabrera. This guy's gotten better and better all season long. 5 pitches for Roy Halladay in the 7th. They're going to stretch here. Blue Jays look to bounce back, down 2-1. Downtown TO, the lid on, however, again a threat of rain. Sun setting on the horizon. Yankees, Blue Jays, this is an old-fashioned pitcher's duel. Talk about economy of pitches here, too. Just 9 hits in the ball game, 3 runs, and Vernon Wells to lead off here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Halladay, the last 2 innings, has gone through the Yankees on just 13 pitches. And Pettit is right there also. You know, when you talk about Andy Pettit, you know, the first thing you think of is his great numbers in the postseason. A big game pitcher.
Wells tags one to center. And on his horse to make the play is the milkman, Melky Cabrera. What a track down.
Yeah, Bennett likes that. Long way to go. The whole key to a center fielder catching a ball that is hit this hard from Vernon Wells. Elevated and smoke to the gap in right center field. You have got to get a good jump. And that's exactly what Melky Cabrera does. He gets a good jump, takes away extra bases from Vernon Wells, and you can see the reaction from Vernon. He's done that a few times.
He knows that feeling.
Yeah.
So here's Alex Rios.
But talking about Pettit, seems to be a second half big game type of pitcher in his career. In the first half before the All-Star break, 30 games over 500 in his career. But you get into August and September where those big games count, he is 60 games over 500 in his career in the second half.
Big game pitcher.
112 and 52 in the first half.
Great pitch there. Pulling the string. Ball and 2 strikes, and this is where a lot of the Blue Jay hitters, both of these pitchers tonight had their little blips on the radar screen, struggle to scuffle a little bit, but came right back. Seem to have it working now. Strike 3. Because they've got the hitters guessing.
Well, and they are not, for the most part, putting any pitches in the middle of the plate. They are really carving the corners tonight. This looked like a backdoor cutter from Pettit. Catches the plate, plenty of the plate. Punched out by Jeff Kellogg. It's just a good pitch by Pettit.
There's Double E, Edwin Encarnacion. Third baseman for the Blue Jays. Now 10 at-bats as a Blue Jay. And just 1 hit. And it stopped and kind of stumbled off the rubber. Look at that glare.
I've seen that a lot in October. He has pitched in 35 postseason games. He's won 14 of them.
What's also as impressive is his ability to go deep into ball games, and the combination that he has developed. Mariano Rivera through the years, the most wins, saves combinations. Encarnacion down the line. Is it going to drop? Yes, it does. And he'll go to second easily. His second base hit as a Blue Jay. It's a double.
His first at home and the 4th of the game. Maybe they all start evening out. All those line drive outs that the Blue Jays have hit tonight. Little duck snort off the end of the bat down the right field line. Falls just fair. You were talking about the most win save combinations. That's ever, not just for the Yankees. 60 wins for Pettit that were saved by Rivera. We talked about the second half where he's 60 games over 500. His ERA is 3.6 in the second half. Done a good job here tonight. Just 1 run so far, pitching into the 7th inning.
Action in the Yankee bullpen. And the Blue Jays, a base hit potentially from tying the ball game.
Phil Hughes grabs the ball and quickly starts to get ready.
Rod Barajas got his teammates and George Poulis going. George almost had to visit the trainer's room.
Say, you can't do that. The all-star trainer.
Yeah.
Can't take him out.
Yeah, wakey over there. Right over near that front row, and looks like someone got hit. Always dangerous over there on that line. Going to take their time here. Barajas is going to wait. Headed way ahead of him again here. In the dirt. There's a reason the Andy Pettits, the Roy Halladay's, although he's not as old as Andy is, but all these veteran pitchers have been around and do what they do, are able to be so durable and have the longevity they have is because they can pitch.
And they love to compete. You watch Pettit go about his business, and we've watched Halladay from up close. They just love to compete.
Big difference between throwing and pitching, as we've seen through the years, and the guys who can master both halves of it have excellent careers. Even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 away, missing outside. If he loses Barajas, Jose Bautista is on deck.
If you've watched Pettit here tonight, this sequence, he goes in early, tries to get you away, looking away. 2-2, looked like he threw him something off speed away. All night, 3-2, he's gone back to his bread and butter, that cutter on the inside part to right-hander. Let's see if he goes back to it here and what Rob Barajas can do with it. Takes it.
Adam 0-2, and Joe Girardi is coming out with Bautista scheduled next. Joe Girardi is taking Andy Pettit out of the ballgame.
I'm sure we'll see a pinch hitter with the right-hander coming in. Pettit night's over. Blue Jays have something going.
I know 2 on, 2 out.
Yeah, I really am. He got the first 2 batters here in the 7th inning easily. Then gave up the bloop double, fell behind. The batter, Barajas, ended up walking him. And that was it. Rob Barajas has been lifted for a pinch runner. John McDonald will take his place. Phil Hughes comes into the game. Takes over in tight situations here. As you see, his battery mate, Roy Halladay, give him handshakes. So the tying run is at second. The go-ahead run is right there, John McDonald at first base. Hughes is into the game, and Bautista will face him. Hughes has done a good job since they moved him to the bullpen. Coming in, throwing hard and throwing strikes. He has made 20 relief appearances this year, and his ERA is under 1. Former starter. That last pitch, mid-90s. 65 strikeouts in 63 innings this year.
Oh, way behind Bautista. Andy Pettit not watching as they try to create a bridge to Mariano Rivera here, who has been lights out lately. In fact, his whole career practically.
Yeah. 39 years old every year. This is what they have been missing since they moved Jabba Chamberlain into the starting rotation. That bridge that you were just talking about. Hughes was a starter, and now they can bring him in late in the game in these types of situations and say, hey, you got an inning, maybe 2, give me everything you've got as hard as you can for a couple of innings, and it has worked out for him.
Bautista catches up with it finally, but still sliced away on a late swing. So you go from Andy Pettit and his ability to throw the off-speed stuff to this guy, a flamethrower.
That'll mess with your timing. He also has a very good breaking ball that we have not seen yet.
Time call. Yankees scored twice in the first inning, giving Andy Pettit some support. He's not watching. I know his eyes are that way, but it's not anywhere near what's going on at the plate. Blue Jays gone 1 back in the 4th. Foul away again.
I think at some point he has got to throw some kind of breaking ball just to mess with the timing of Bautista. I think that's what Posada is going out there to talk to him, even just to show something, just to put breaking ball in his mind. And if you want to come back later in this at bat with your fastball upstairs, then you can. There it is.
There it is, and look at that. Got him looking. Blue Jays leave 2 on and a runner in scoring position. Andy Pettit in position for his 9th win of the season.
Roy Halladay back out on the mound. Jays find themselves down by a run. Raul Chavez has taken over behind the plate after Rob Barajas was lifted for the pinch runner in the bottom of the inning.
The former Blue Jay, Eric Hinske. What a start to his career he had back in '02 with the Toronto Blue Jays. And fly ball out to Rios for out number 1. And then kind of flatline. Very inconsistent for Hinske.
Yeah, put him at third base, put him in the outfield, tried him at first base, just didn't work out for him. Andy Pettitte pitches into the 7th inning, just those 4 hits and an earned run. Pitch count up over 100, 4 walks. That wasn't a problem his last time out. He didn't walk anybody, but he's in line for the win if the bullpen can bring it home. Looked pretty good here tonight.
Joe Girardi knows what he was doing, bringing in Phil Hughes at that time. I guess that's why I get big bucks. I guess that's redundant in Yankeeville, the big bucks. Enormous payroll again. And they had an enormous payroll last year. Didn't work. First time in a long time. Didn't get to the postseason. Jeter's 0 for 3 tonight, a foul ball. There's still a lot of baseball to come, but the Yankees look poised to make it back there again. You look at the Yankees, Boston, and Tampa. 3 great teams, 3 of the best teams in baseball, and potentially 1 or 2 of those teams might not make it.
Not even going to make it. Right. Powerhouses in one division.
Aaron Hill, a quick glove. Roy Halladay is rolling right now.
He hasn't been just rolling at home here tonight. He has been rolling here at home against the Yankees in his last 10 home starts. Look at those numbers: 8-0, an ERA of 2. Pitches into the 8th inning. Just great numbers for Halladay. 4 complete games, an opponent's batting average of 184. But fighting what he has fought that we talked about in the opening is run support.
Yeah, no kidding. Again tonight. Downstairs. Sometimes as an ace you meet up with a lot of aces as well, and a lot of good pitchers.
And there's nothing you can do about it. You just go out there and you pitch your game, and whatever happens happens.
Downstairs again.
That 1 unearned run in the 1st inning looks large right now.
You got it. That error that was charged to Kevin Millar, but had Halladay's imprint on it too. Fly ball deep to right field, to the wall, and it is gone. Johnny Damon does it to Roy Halladay again.
We talked about it earlier in his career. Johnny Damon, a .349 hitter against Halladay. Touched him up now for his 3rd home run and 12th RBI. 2nd hit of the night. It looked like a hanging breaking ball. Up in the zone, and it speeds the bat up of Johnny Damon. Since 2006, coming into this game, Damon .366 against Halladay, and he gets him again.
Little more breathing room now for Andy Pettitte. Due up for the Blue Jays now, who are 2 down. With 2 away here in the top of the 8th, the Blue Jays will go to the top of the order.
Home runs are such a big part of the Yankees' arsenal. They have now homered in 82 of their 106 games.
Look out. Way back. And it is is gone. Speaking of home runs, back to back. The Doc gets rocked here.
Number 27 on the year for Teixeira. And that's the type of home runs that he hits. Those high, majestic, long home runs. Cutter on the inner half and right into that home run stroke. He got a nice little uppercut, just slightly, to get the ball in the air.
There's something you don't see happen very often. Back-to-back home runs off of Roy Halladay, Johnny Damon, Mark Teixeira. Ground ball, A-Rod to Scudero. But a one-run game is suddenly 3 thanks to the long ball from the Bombers. Back-to-back jobs. In the top half of the 8th inning, Johnny Damon continued his impressive display against Roy Halladay. Mark Teixeira right after him. New right fielder Jerry Hairston Jr., one of the new New York Yankees.
Yeah, he'll help this team. He can play different positions. An infield or an outfielder. A veteran. Back-to-back, the Yankees have done that a few times, and Teixeira has been involved in it now 3 times this year. He did it about a week ago in Tampa, and he and Melky Cabrera went back-to-back. Tonight it's Damon and Big Tex.
Down the line, Hairston. It was too deep for him 3 rows in. Jerry Hairston, pick up by the Yankees. Not one of those big name pickups, but this is a guy who is one of those super sub utility players, kind of like Ben Zobrist, can play everywhere. 6 positions this year: third base, shortstop, second base, left field, center field, right field.
Got him from the Cincinnati Reds. Had a chance to watch him play the last couple of years there. You're right, played some shortstop, outfield, can run a little bit.
Blue Jays just 4 hits here tonight. Tabby, 1 run. The old story for Roy Halladay lately is not getting enough support. The Yankees tack some insurance on in the 8th. Scudero rips one into left field, and the Blue Jays need to get something going offensively here off of Phil Hughes in the 8th.
That was a hanger. He had a good 2-strike approach by Scudero.
start of the order is coming up for the Toronto Blue Jays. Hill and Lind. Cleanup hitter tonight is Kevin Millar. A lot of late swings so far against a guy who can hump it up to 95, 96 miles an hour.
That's okay. If you can throw 95, 96, that helps. But you better put it in a good spot. You better keep it down or keep it on the corners. Any big leaguer could turn around a fastball. Got away with one there.
Aaron Hill's hit streak now 13 games in a row at a single. Scored the only run for Toronto back in the fourth. It's the power numbers that are way up. There's another base hit. And the tying run will come to the plate.
That's what I mean about fastballs. You better throw it in a good spot. Good hitters can turn around hard fastballs. 2 strikes. Hughes is going to come right after him with a fastball, but it's right down where Aaron Hill likes it, right on the inner half. Solid single to left field, his second hit of the night.
They'll get the bullpen going again. Two on, nobody out. And Adam Lind could tie it with one swing. That could have been the swing.
That was it. 1-0 fastball, and he had a good rip at it. He has homered 22 times this year. He was looking for number 23. Watch this one. Posada wants it down, and it's about belt high in the middle of the plate.
Fouls off a breaking pitch.
A little surprised that they don't have a left-hander.
Yes.
To face Lind here late in the game. They have a good one in Phil Koch, and they've also got Bruni. But it looks like Girardi is going to try and coax Hughes late into this inning, and maybe use Rivera if he has to get more than one inning for a save.
If there ever has been a vulnerability in Mariano Rivera, he's been a machine through the years. It's sometimes when he was a little more than one inning.
They haven't done that a lot this year. Used him for 4 or 5 out saves.
The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3. Lind looks.
It's a big out.
Huge
Big out after leadoff singles by Scudero and Hill. Right at the knees. That side shot will show you that it was right at the bottom of the strike zone, right at the knees, and I think Adam Lind knew it.
So Kevin Millar. Phil Hughes, a double play ball away from getting out of this. Millar couldn't catch up with that. 94-mile-an-hour heater. Maybe Girardi feels he doesn't have enough confidence in his left-hander right now.
Well, Coke worked 3 days ago in Chicago. That's a moot point now with Lynn now. Right-handers coming up in Millar, Wells, and Rios, and Encarnacion.
Fouled away and spoils it. Big catch made by the fan back here. Just a great buzz in this building here tonight. Yankees always draw a crowd no matter where they play. They're the biggest draw on the road. They lead in attendance at home and on the road in baseball. Grounded foul again.
Yeah, hanging breaking ball there. Hughes has done a really good job for Joe Girardi this year. He gave up a run in the 9th inning last Thursday when they were in Chicago. That snapped a streak of 25 straight scoreless innings, dating all the way back to June the 10th when the Yankees were in Boston. Longest single season scoreless stretch for a Yankees reliever since Mariano Rivera back in 1999. Cross up there.
Now a ball and 2 strikes, and maybe it was Girardi's thinking that, you know, you just use Coke and so many right-handers following, and also the big guy on deck, Vernon Wells, coming up, and Alex Rios, just trying to get Hughes through.
Yeah, you don't want to burn them for one batter. Hughes throws hard. Somebody missed a sign right there. It looked like Posada actually caught that ball with his wrist and his chest protector.
Fouled away again. This will be the 25th pitch out of the bullpen for Phil Hughes. Look at the ratio.
Yeah, it's fantastic. He's only thrown 4 balls out of the strike zone. Something fastballs right there.
Yankees doing their best to spoil the Roy Halladay homecoming.
Yeah, he's making it tough on him.
Making it really tough for him. Fouling off a lot of breaking pitches. And the out pitch right now, of course, for Hughes is that heater.
He has had his moments as a starter, Phil Hughes, but when you go to the back end of the bullpen, they need 1 inning, maybe an inning and 2/3. You can take those 4 pitches you have as a starter and condense it down to 2 pitches. Fastball, breaking ball. He's got a good enough fastball that he can get it by a hitter, so he can throw it as hard as he can for an inning. There it is.
Yeah, froze him. Millar doesn't like the call. Thought it was inside. It's back-to-back called strike 3 calls.
When you condense what you throw, you got 2 pitches. Good hard fastball right on the inner half or a breaking ball. Millar can't believe it. This shot here will show that it caught the inside part of the plate. Good job by Hughes.
So now with Vernon Wells coming up, again the tying run coming to the plate. Look who's coming in. We'll come back to Toronto.
Brought to you by Rogers High-Speed Internet, the fastest and most reliable, period. Visit Rogers.com/fastest internet.
Enters Sandman. Mariano Rivera has not allowed a run over his last 18 appearances, Pat Tabler.
Yeah, 5 hits in those 18 innings pitched with 16 saves for Rivera. He has a current streak of 26 straight converted save chances, which is the longest in the major leagues. He's the only guy I know in baseball where everybody in the house knows what's coming and they still have trouble hitting it. It's that good, hard, cut fastball that he has used for years and years.
Vernon Wells 0 for 2 with a walk. Not too shabby lifetime against Mariano Rivera. Way upstairs, so Rivera comes out of the pen and offers up a couple of balls. Blue Jays threatening here in the 8th. Down 3. 2 away, 2 on. Misses again. 3-0. And Alex Rios is next.
Wonder if he had enough time to get loose. I mean, he's usually been a 1-inning save kind of guy where he's had that whole half inning to get ready mentally, physically. We had that shot of him just kind of getting loose after Scudero and Hill got on. Has given up 5 home runs this year. Batters hitting just 194 off of Rivera.
Hit hard to the wall, and oh, it's off the wall. 1 run will score. Here comes the second run. And Vernon Wells with a double makes it a 1-run ball game.
Fastball count 3-1. You talked about the numbers that Wells has had in his career against Rivera, and they come true. Tried a backdoor cutter, left it out over the plate, and Wells ripped it. If it had some height, it had a shot. but it's a line drive. It looked like it went off the glove of Damon, almost a circus catch in left field.
He had a shot at it. So Vernon Wells, tying run at second, and Alex Rios now a chance to cash in. The Blue Jays indeed come to life here in the 8th. You don't think Mariano Rivera is loose, do you?
Just it didn't look like he was ready. It didn't look like he had his normal time to get ready out there. Few pitches, you know, the bullpen signals down that they're ready. I don't know. His fastball doesn't look like it has his giddy up that we usually see.
Rios tonight 0 for 3, but a sac fly. And 0-4 against Rivera. The only Yankee pitcher he has not had success with. Chance to turn that number around right here. Ground ball. Jeter scoops. Rios is out at first. Vernon Wells double. Cashes 2, a 1-run game again as we head to the 9th.
And will not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any accounts or descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership.
We head to the 9th when it all looked lost for Roy Halladay. Still in the ball game, still a chance to win, but first pitch swinging. Hideki Matsui sends Vernon Wells, and it's out. Just like that. Matsui mashes one.
We were talking in the break about Doc cannot give up anything in this inning. Blue Jays momentum, feeling it. First pitch swinging, Matsui, his 4th career home run off of Halladay, and it's deep to center off the center field camera.
Just when the Blue Jays scraped back, Matsui gives Rivera a little cushion here too. Another 2-run advantage. Jorge Posada. The damage really inflicted though in that 8th inning. The back-to-back home runs by Damon and Teixeira. We said it doesn't happen very often. In fact, it's only happened once before. Back-to-back home runs off of Roy Halladay in his career.
You have to go back to 2007. Right here at Rogers Center when the Tampa Bay Rays came into town, and B.J. Upton and Carl Crawford got Doc in the 4th inning in that game. Yankees turned the trick here. Last inning with Damon and Teixeira.
And just like the last time Roy Halladay faced the Yankees.
Yeah,
three long balls, 3 home runs. These coming late, though. And how quiet is it here now at Rogers Center? The crowd had just sprung to life.
Home run is such a big part of what the Yankees do. They have homered in 82 of their 106 games now. Foul tip by Posada. That's 77% of the time they will hit a home run in a game. They rank second in the majors now with 157, trailing only Texas, who has hit the most with 159.
Three home runs by the Yankees in their last 4 batters. Very unlike Halladay. Foul territory. Encarnacion makes the play.
He's brought you this far. You got to stay with him. Give him a chance to win the ball game.
Robinson Cano, single, couple of ground outs tonight, 1 into a double play. That was back in the 7th. Ground ball, base hit by Cano. Past an outstretch, laid out Aaron Hill.
In Doc's last start against Seattle, he gave up a season high 11 hits in the 7 innings. Ball up to Cano, and he rips it in the right field for the Yanks' 10th hit. He hasn't had the pinpoint control like we have seen him at times this year, or the good curveball. He has battled the Yankees. A couple of runs early, one of them unearned, and then 3 of them laid, all on home runs.
Hill will make out number 2 at first base with Cano advancing to second, Cabrera out, and 2 away. Brings up Jerry Hairston Jr. This is the 8th time in Roy Halladay's career that he has given up 3 home runs in one game. He's never given up more than that. But again, it was a pitcher's duel. You know, runs were at a premium. Nobody was really hitting the ball hard up until that top half of the 8th inning.
Jays were hitting it hard at times,
Yeah,
right at the Yankee fielder.
Under this one, coming across for out number 3 is Bautista, but another home run, some more insurance. We go to the bottom of the 9th, bottom of the order coming up for the Blue Jays. Down 2 to the Yanks. gives up 3 home runs. Gave up 3 home runs in his last outing against the Yankees as well. Team that murders the ball. Now he watches and waits to see if his team can come back against the guy who's number 2 all time on the saves list.
Yeah, 512, just behind Trevor Hoffman. He's in a spot where he hasn't had to do this a lot. 4-out saves 6 times this season. He has pitched more than 1 inning of save situation, getting 4 outs on all 6 of those occasions. So this is the 7th time. Joe Girardi refused to use him for more than an inning earlier in this year, not wanting to overwork Rivera, who's 39 years old, and he's coming off season shoulder surgery. He brought him in a game in April in Boston for a 4-out save, and he blew it when he gave up a 2-run home run to Jason Bay earlier this year. Girardi didn't ask him to get a 4-out save again until May the 20th. So twice more in June, twice in July, and now here first week of August.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Edwin Encarnacion. Red Sox lead Tampa Bay 2-0 in the 7th right now. So the Yankees watching that board, and this is when you start to watch scoreboards to get into August. Half-game lead on second place Boston. Encarnacion. Easy play for Cano.
You got to be a nimble first baseman if you're going to play way off the line, and that's where Mark Teixeira was playing. They really squeezed the middle of the diamond to the New York Yankees, a lot like the Jays do. Teixeira actually had kind of like leaned on that ball towards the right, and he had to hustle back. But he's very quick and very athletic over there at first base.
Raul Chavez coming into the game. Now his first at-bat tonight here in the bottom of the 9th. Jays down 2. Jose Bautista on deck.
Yanks are 53-1 when leading after 8 innings this year. Big reason, and the only reason why, is because of that guy there. Just picked up his 30th save his last time out. He now has 7 consecutive seasons of 30 save, and that matches Trevor Hoffman for the most all time.
Chavez the other way. Drops down in front of Hairston Jr., but he got to that ball so quickly.
Shading him to right field.
So Jose Bautista, tying run, comes to the plate here in the 9th.
I think that's what you have to do against Rivera. You got to think the other way if you're a right-handed batter. You just have to think, because that ball's cutting away from you. He now has the ability to use it on the outside or the inside part of the plate. If you try and pull it, you're going to pull off of it. You're going to roll over on the ground. You get a lot of ground ball outs or off the end of the bat. I think your approach has to be what Chavez just did. Just punch that ball.
This is outside. 2 balls and a strike. Familiar dip. And then the delivery from Rivera. High fly ball. Back to the track for out number 2. Just missed that. Otherwise, this was a tie ball game, and Mariano Rivera knows he got away with one.
Yeah, he's hands on hips saying, all right, some pretty good swings by the Jays here tonight. It's been a struggle for him. Just missed by Bautista to the deepest part of the ballpark.
So the Blue Jays down to their last out. Game 1 of this little mini series. Marco Scutaro.
He has reached Rivera for a home run in his career. Walk-off home run.
Watches strike one. One for 4 night for Scutaro. And a run scored. The other way, Hairston. And going to third base, hustling over there, runners at the corners.
See, that's the approach you have to have. You got to think the other way if you're a right-handed batter.
And the Blue Jays trying to show Mariano Rivera that he's human. And the Blue Jays' hottest batter will come up with 2 out in the 9th.
Cutter away. Scutaro stays on it, dumps it into right field. And it's set up for the Jays. First and third, 2 outs. And you're right, the hottest hitter.
So here we go. 2 out, 2 on. Will not get him chasing. Aaron Hill a 2 for 4 night. Only faced Mariano Rivera 8 times. Just 1 knock. Wants it inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Popped up. Shallow center. Cabrera has it. And the Yankees have game 1 in this series. Roy Halladay takes the loss. Johnny Damon, one of the heroes. So too Mark Teixeira. Back-to-back home runs off of Roy Halladay. Hideki Matsui, the long ball. This was some